This podcast may contain offensive content. You have been warned. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast podcast. I am Johnny, your DM for this series, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 2 of the Poo Bash Aboo, as we get to go into the Underdark a little bit, get to see what Amalica is up to. So just to let you know, this is going to be a shorter episode than usual, not the usual 2 hours that we do. It'll be close to it, but not exactly it, because Steph had some unexpected things come up, so she couldn't make it for that session. So we just kind of did our own thing with Waywocket Yozef and did some exploring amongst the Ballan'trae compound and got to learn a little bit more about the adventure. We have some things to talk about at the break, but other than that, let's just jump right into it. I'll see you at the break. I hope everyone is staying happy and safe and isolated away from each other in these trying times, but just know I love you all. I'll see you at the break, and let's jump into it. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast podcast, Season 6, Episode 2. We are here with Miles and Adam today. Steph is indisposed at the moment, so we will be recording a special little bit for her and kind of merge the two episodes together, and kind of make a neat little story thing happen. I guess that's the best way to place
the
that.
Magic of editing.
The magic of editing. It's going to happen many days later.
People appear at different times,
but it's all in the same time.
Sing out of sequence
to you,
day for night.
You can find us on Twitter at Diecast Podcast. Please give us a follow and join in on the adventure. You can find us on any app that plays a podcast, and you can find us on Discord and our own website at www.flyinglizardstudio.com. Please leave a rating review. It helps us out so much. Helps us share our stories a little bit. Share us around. Let your friends know that we're doing goofy adventures. And I think with that quick little intro, let's do a brief recap of what happened in episode 1.
Oh, yes.
Where it was the Trollskull, I guess the Fablin 5 now.
No, still the Trollskull Trio.
We're doing really well. They spent the spring upgrading the Trollskull Manor. They got their various parts and roles inside Acquisitions Incorporated. We now have a Decisionist, a Documancer, and a Loremancer. Our Lore's person is currently away. But we have a Decisionist and our Documancer, and they got a letter from Amalica's mom, Amalica, about, hey, it's springtime. We should meet up, come down to this Fungus Glow Inn down in the Underdark. I'll have a carriage waiting for you. And you all discover that Yozef has formed the midpoint of a cult. A rather fanatical, dedicated group of followers who wait outside his on bated breath.
Oh, geez.
Maybe about...
That's going to end well.
So good.
Maybe 30 or 40 people strong, give or take. It's not a bad number.
You just need that dedicated 50 people and you have a career.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. And so you headed on down to, via magical teleportation of your fireplace, to the stable of the Fungus Glow Inn. You went inside of this big, massive tavern that is fueled and managed by a mushroom, where if you ask for a drink, it supplies you a drink. If you need a place to sleep, it supplies you a place to sleep. And the place was rocking and bumping, and a couple of people saw Waywocket from across the room and made their intentions known by approaching them and saying, hey, you ripped me off for 500 gold pieces. You owe me 500 gold pieces.
Which I don't think I do.
Well, they seem to think otherwise.
Well, classic misunderstanding. I'm sure we'll never see them again.
They're
gone.
They had some conversation with some rats.
Those...
And then a crystal carriage came to pick y'all up. and it was pulled by a giant crystalline spider as you sped off into the Underdark, and eventually climbing up a column, going twirly-whirly around the very top, going into a cave that seemed very hidden. And then you found yourself outside of a very kind of like red and purplish pagoda where this dark elf came out in this long white gown, and she announced herself as Amaelia, Ballan'trae, Amalica's mother. And that's where we left y'all off.
Also, Carl's dead currently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Carl died. Who killed Carl?
That was
Did
the
we find
spider.
out?
He like flew ahead and ended up in a spider's web and is now eaten by said spider.
Poor Carl.
Yep. So as a quick GM editing note, you see Amaelia open up her arms, and the gown that hangs from like her wrists and her sleeve and her elbows kind of spreads out almost like a curtain. And she says, Amalica, my dear, this must be very difficult for you. Please, we have a room for you to contemplate your thoughts and to process everything. When you're ready for a one-on-one conference, I would very much love to talk with you and catch up with you. But please take your time, take as much time as you need, and we will attend to matters that need attending. And you see Amalica nod, and an attendant comes out and leads her to this room just off to the left. And there's no light down here. This is all very there's some bioluminescent glow coming off of some fungi.
Right.
But it's all very purplish and indigo violet coloration. Perfect shade. And she leads for you to step inside. And you notice as you step inside, inside, just like this wooden pagoda, is almost pitch darkness on the inside.
You forgot to pay your gaslighting bill in here?
It's like, oh no, this is you're a gnome. You've learned to deal with the underworld.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. It's we just it's not very stimulating in here. I can appreciate a good mellow out space, but this seems a little ludicrous.
Oh, it's not ludicrous if you spend your whole life in the dark.
Yeah, about that. Where the hell have you been?
She says, "You all have questions, and I have some of my own. So please follow me to my meeting chamber, and we shall have proper and formal discussions about what I need to hire you for." As you see her turn around, she actually has a couple of valets holding the train of her dress, of her gown, as she leads you into like this long. It almost looks like if it was illuminated, it'd be like this kind of like cherry oak, where like the floors are a little bit uneven just because of so much wear of like walking up, but the timbers look like they're ancient, like they're big, massive columns of trees, which down in the Underdark is kind of a rare thing. So it's kind of like a status. And you notice that as you go through this hallway, it kind of opens out into like this larger encampment it's a cave into itself, and yet there you see the actual bioluminescent glow of mushrooms. There's like these blues and yellows and greens, and it opens up in kind of like this wonderful garden. You see like a small little stone fountain with water flowing out of the top of it, kind of arcing down into a fountain. You notice that there's glowing fish in it that just kind of like blop up, kind of almost like a fungus koi pond, if you will. And it's almost like if Christmas lights were turned on in the Underdark. It's almost got like a surreal, that very Peter Jackson, just like choir chanting somewhere in the background. You're not sure where it's coming from, but it just kind of adds atmosphere and presence to.
So I gotta imagine you killed all the people who built this for you, huh?
It's like, no, this is my home. I've built this.
I must say, for a basement suite, this is pretty.
Well, yeah. We prefer decor and security over everything. She said, "Please come along." And you go over like a small wooden bridge that crosses over a little pond. And as you look down, you can actually see almost like little like they've got like little Venus flytrap type of mouths, but they're underwater. Cute. And they're little glowing mushrooms that are just kind of like swimming around. And they'll see like a little thing in the water and just go snap it and kind of splash and swim away. As you go over this arched bridge, and it leads you to this big wooden chamber with about 5 or 6 columns that reach up to the ceiling, and one throne chair that just kind of like has like a red cherry throne that sits straight up. and you see Amaelia sit down to it, and you see spiders come down from the columns and grab the edges of her gown and raise it up, and acts kind of like theater curtains. There's like this kind of like white backdrop just kind of drops down, adding to like atmosphere of who this lady is and how important she is. She says, "Please come forward," as she's on her little steps up to her throne and says, "Now, you are my guests, and I welcome you into my home. While you're here, you have my full protection."
Is there something you're protecting us from?
Oh, it's the Underdark. There's many threats and challenges when you live down here.
Yeah, we saw a couple of those at the Mushroom Inn. It's not as hospitable as your yawning portals or your Trollskull Manors, but it's charming in its own way, I guess.
She says, "Yes, that inn has proven to be quite troublesome for local residents. It is not a place that we can do anything about, but we must endure it, unfortunately."
I think you'd like Trollskull Manor a lot more. There's a lot of different kind of people, less people trying to beat you up usually. A lot more Yozef fans, frankly.
Yes, my star is rising. And I don't know how quickly news travels down here, but we're not so much hired guns anymore. I mean, we've got plenty of money, plenty of power, plenty of influence, but maybe there's other things you could offer us. But I think the main question on my mind is, why bring us here? What do you want us to do?
She says, "Actually, it's power and influence that I require your use of." She says, "Yes, I'm looking for an item on an island you'd know a lot about. It's called the Idol of Spiritual Conduction."
Do I know about this?
You wouldn't know about this, no.
No, I've never heard of that. What island are you talking about?
Oh, well, an island you're very familiar with, the island of the Poo Bash Aboo.
Home, where my cult was from.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty crooked place. So what do they got there?
Who's got it? The Brotherhood?
I'm not sure. I do know it's in some type of cavern underneath the volcano, which would bring me to you, Mr. Sprocket. Your reputation and legendary acts have preceded you before you've even entered my estate, that having the great Waywocket Sprocket, the master thief and acquirer of goods.
Yeah, master thief, maybe a bit of a stretch. It's still, I did pick a couple locks this winter.
Did you not steal the crown of Arcanus Arbus? Did you not find the Horn of Legacy under the Frozen Mountain? Was that not you? Did you not delve into the Tomb of Horrors?
I know the guy who did. That would be my uncle, also Waywocket Sprocket. But I'm Wiggins Umpen Crampernap Sprockets.
It's a common misunderstanding, although I have seen him pick many a lock, and he helped me slay the wizard Manchun.
I slayed him just as much as you did.
I literally slayed him, and you stood beside me, disguising yourself as a box.
I disguised you in the box, too.
Oh, I was in the box. Anyway, we killed the wizard. We uncovered the dragon's, oh shoot. What?
The dragon's hoard?
The dragon's hoard. I would know that, I think,
yeah,
like diegetic. That I don't forget everything.
No. I agree.
And no one knows about the Isle of the Poo Bash Aboo more than I. We are the perfect people for the job, which is also a perfect opportunity for me to scoop up some sort of primed, ready cultists. I mean, followers.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarification there, buddy.
I mean, fans. I mean, family. Family.
Okay, now you're getting lost again.
You see Amaelia say, like, "Well, you do have a reputation. I've heard about the Manchun incident, and you've acquired yourself quite a vast fortune inside Waterdeep. That doesn't go for nothing."
Yeah, thanks, but I'm not the only person here with a reputation.
Oh, yes, we know all about Mr. Yozef.
No, I mean you.
Oh, I don't think my reputation should precede me. It's been very, very secretive.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the number one reputation I have. You're Amalica's mom, and you've been missing for like 20 years. That's a reputation in my house.
You see her kind of have like this little self-reflective sigh. She says, yes, I have been missing for 20 years. And I will talk to Amalica about that. And if she feels that she should communicate that with you, then she will. But I feel any conversations about that should happen with Amalica first before it happens with either of you.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, people got their own family things to work out, but you were also a high-up member of a little organization called The Knife, who are not necessarily the biggest cuddly teddy bears out there. They are named after a stabbing instrument.
They are, but they were also the means to a way.
What do you mean?
Well, again, conversations that should be held after I've talked to Amalica first.
I mean, the only reason why we're here is because you're Amalica's mom.
And I thank you very much for that. Hopefully, my chance of employment and other riches, other opportunities may entice you to stay and take the job.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm richness motivated 28 times 5% of the time.
I assume those cultists murdered my mom, and maybe she'd like me to murder them in return.
Well, what goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I can tell you about the idol is that it is magical. It is made of clay, and it is used in ceremonies to transfer powers between one being and another.
I'm interested. So this idol, how does it work? How do they use it? Are they using it?
Well, here's from the research I've been able to acquire over the decades is I'm not exactly sure. I don't think they're even aware they have it. And if they are aware they have it, I don't know if they know how to use it.
If they had it, they would definitely use it. How do you know it's there? Why are you so sure?
Well, as your associate, Mr. Sprocket has told you, I've been underground for about 20 years or so, give or take. And over the course of my life working with the knife, I've uncovered some clues, some directions, some notes about this artifact, and it has drawn my interest.
Some locate object spells?
It's actually divinely shielded.
Huh. That'll make it a little trickier when we get there.
There's only two kinds of people on the island of the absence: the Order and various sort of human flotsam and jetsam who washed ashore and follow the Order due to a sort of absence in purpose of life. Is it possible someone could have brought it to the island not understanding what it was?
That's entirely possible. I'm not sure on the origins of this idol. The best I can say is that it's under the volcano somewhere.
And so when we get this object, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to study it and see what its true power is.
What are you planning on giving us in return?
Well, it's a simple question of what do you want? I am a lady of esteemed resources. I have just about anything at my beck and call. And although my estate is quite small, that's by choice for security reasons. But rest assured that if you name something, I can get it for you. And if I can't, I'll owe you one.
Despite my almost inexhaustible well of confidence, I'm not 100% sure that I can overthrow the Order and take control of the island by myself or with Waywocket and Amalica. Is there any kind of backup you can offer? A sort of portable army, a couple of these giant spiders, per se?
Oh, I'm not asking you to overthrow the Order. I'm just asking you to retrieve the idol.
You were asking me what I want, which is to overthrow the order and take control of the island.
What?
Now we're on the same page.
This is it. You know, those people in Waterdeep follow me around. It's great. But I mean, those people on the island, they've got nothing. They are less than, it's just a ready-made society ready to go and serve me. All we have to do is topple the order and we'll be top of you'll love the island, Waywocket. It's got that volcano, as she mentioned.
So far, this is a terrible
beautiful.
island.
It's tropical.
It has
sunny beaches.
It has dinosaurs, venomous plants, humanoid eating plants.
Why would you want to rule such a terrible place? Also, rule these people?
It's nice.
They do have an established scene in the pirate community.
Sunny beaches, lots of fresh fruit. You could open up a little, you could get a little resort going there.
What are they gonna pay me in? Like poisonous spiders?
Poisonous spiders is the main currency on the island of the Holy Absinthe. But
that's a real nightmare.
It's a clean slate. We can change it all.
I guess we could liberate those people and bring them something that's better than the current life. I'm into that.
You know what Manshun and this old girl here have that we don't have, Waywocket?
A magical inner sanctum in the Underdark?
Exactly. Not necessarily in the Underdark, but, we could be living in a bright, sun-soaked, heavily fortified fortress to consolidate our power.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the alley. I just opened my new shop. I like it in Waterdeep.
Well, think of this as sort of a getaway island timeshare situation.
I'm not against going to the island. I'm very curious to learn about, your people, how they did this.
Listen, I'm not...
As I gesture towards all of Waywocket, or Yozef, remembering that, Waywocket is about up to your waist.
Remember when you told me to visualize a goal, and I told you that it didn't matter what your goal was because the world was crumbling all around us? Well,
it happens every day.
I've evolved. I have a goal now. Don't you want to help me realize my dream of overthrowing the order and ruling over an island paradise, or perhaps just returning it to those poor wretches who washed up there?
I'm more into the second thing. I think I'm really worried about your power dynamics going on. I feel like these kids warped you really bad, and you now have maybe what they call a deity complex.
But don't you want to help all the poor people that the cult has warped and abused? I mean, that sort of whole Santa Claus thing you were doing with Fablin, what if you could do that, times a million? You could save those poor wretches.
We'll put a pin in this for now.
Anyway, that's what I want, and I think these terms are acceptable.
She says, very well. Small counteroffer, because I have a small feeling with your abundance of confidence and attitude that overthrowing the island is not going to be much of a challenge to you. However, if you do establish a foothold on the island, I will offer resources to build structures, infrastructure, and fortifications on the island for you.
I don't think you understand. These are powerful Aasimar warlocks. I mean, the losers who follow the cults are just kind of, whatever. I mean, they're basically begging to die. But, I mean, we're talking about serious mages of insane magical power. And also, they have an army of ghosts on their side. Now, I mean, I'm very happy with my evolving powers, but I have limits, and only 2 ghosts.
I mean, yeah, there's Carl. He's kind of ghost. Is he a band of ghosts?
I'm beginning to think of Carl as more of a friend than a servant. See, I'm changing. I'm growing.
That's a very positive sign.
I want to help people. I want to lead people.
I feel like you're now in the spin zone.
She says, very well, Master Yozef. I'll see what I can do about helping you acquire a position of power on the island.
I mean, honestly, a couple of these spiders, it'd be just great. They'd never see them coming. Well, they probably would. These spiders are enormous.
They're very large and intimidating. They can fit me in their mouths very easily.
How do they do on a beach?
They'll probably reflect a lot of sun, given that they're made out of diamonds.
Oh, gorgeous. Really? And I'm going to start sort of experimentally rapping on the spider.
I wouldn't do that.
Feel this way. Well, it's incredible.
No.
It does feel like a hard diamond when you tap on them. You actually notice that the gowns that have been used as drapes coming up actually have small little you think they're diamonds, but you actually see that there's small little crystal diamond spiders just holding on to thread.
So cute. Tell me the truth. When one of these old guys get old, do you just sort of chop them up and make a bunch of rings?
So no, these are all part of my protection.
Nice. I should get something going like this. I should start building sort of a thematic defense.
They're invaluable allies. I will give you that much. And Mr. Waywocket, what can I offer you as a reward?
Well, on that, I think I will let you know at a later date. Because I think what I want from you, I don't know yet.
That's fair enough, but I would put the deadline of before you leave. Please let me know what you would be interested in.
Well, speaking truthfully, he's just opened up a store in a sort of overcrowded marketplace. It's maybe not a smart financial move, but you could really help him move the needle if you could provide him with some, kind of more special types of artifacts he could sell through the store.
Oh,
I mean, to be frank, right now he's just selling trinkets and junk.
Listen, everybody needs some brooms of cleaning. A handy spice pouch that has a lot of spice in it is a good everyday thing to have, and it keeps me off the Blackstaff's radar.
I can become an investor if you wish.
Ooh.
You see, I just got out of the thumb of a secretive, dark assassin's investor situation, and I'm not necessarily looking to jump back into one.
Oh, I'm no assassin.
You say that. Actually, I'm going to roll an insight on that.
Sure.
That is a 15 insight.
15? She hasn't... her face gives you almost like a perfect poker face.
Mm-hmm.
No inflections on the eyebrow, no twitching of the ears or movements on her cheekbones. Right. It looks like she's keeping a very stern face. That nope, she's definitely not an assassin.
You say that, but your knife affiliations don't necessarily bear that truth out. And as I say, reputation.
Oh, she says, the knife affiliation. I was a thief.
Uh-huh.
And I've killed people while working for the knife.
Oh, who hasn't?
I mean, we have never worked for the knife.
Oh, no, but we've killed so many people.
I mean, again, not actually that many. There's 5 Kenku, those 2 people from the Zentarim, a ice sculpture that was shaped like Manchun. We're really not that prolific in our
He
murdering.
wasn't just an ice sculpture. He was very powerful. He had a lot of Manchun's actual powers.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
And we murdered him without hesitation.
That's true. No hesitation in the slaughtering of Snow Manchun. That is true.
Plus, once we get to that order, that count is going to go way up.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Those old guys are not going to go quietly, let me tell you.
Oh, also, your demons also murdered quite a number of Zentarim agents as well.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I guess that's transited on us.
I believe you actually even have the special demon maw kill where it gets to eat somebody, and because it just ate somebody, it gets to rush over and attack somebody else. So you cut a path through some Zentarims with your demons.
But actually, I want to, what I want, let me think on that, because, I wasn't, I was really here to investigate through Amalica. I want to loop back to, it's inside a volcano, this thing.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, like most rare and secretive artifacts, there is some drama wrapped around where it is hidden. What would be a secret magical artifact if it wasn't hidden inside a demi-plane, under a volcano, in a dragon's lair, under the ocean. It's these people who hide these things have such a flair for the dramatics.
So how do you expect us to get under a volcano or to navigate molten lava?
Oh, the volcano is dormant.
Oh, that's good.
I've never seen anyone actually enter the volcano, although people often fall to their deaths from it.
You mean a sacrifice into it?
It's more of a sort of like giving up.
You see for the first time Amaelia raises an eyebrow.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing about this island surprises me now, I guess.
So will you take the task to return the idol?
We will absolutely take the task. We've been looking for a quest. Maybe things are getting a little stagnant. Maybe our rise to fame and power isn't going as fast as we want it to, and we're looking for something to give it a quick boost. Whatever, we'll take the job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in if Amalica's in. That's the real bar test here. Because if she said, if she hears your answers and it's no, we're going to have to walk.
She says that is absolutely fair. I understand if you walk away, but please know that I will be doing everything to make sure that my priority is that Amalica is comfortable and she is happy and satisfied with whatever choices she decides to make.
It's nice. It's a family reunion. It's all going to go so smooth. Amalica gets a mom. You get a little boost for your business. I get my goals. It's great.
TBD.
This is the best weird magical person in a secret cavern that we've ever met, and I'm 100% on board.
That is true. You are the best secret magical person we've met in a cavern.
Great gown effects, too, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta admit that. Is that like a magical gown you got there? Or, I mean, not that I want to talk about what you're wearing. It's just,
Did you train them to do this? Is it like sort of like a synchronized swimming sort of thing?
It's when you have a special affiliation with creatures in the Underdark, then you can get them to do many different things.
I wonder if anyone's doing it for stripping, just kind of like a spot. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, you lost me there.
We're on board. What next?
So it's, you're my guest for as long as you need to stay. We will arrange for dinner and accommodations to be made for you. So please take some time to enjoy the estate, explore at your free will. Aside from my own personal chambers, there are no closed or locked doors here for you. You can enjoy our library. You can enjoy our viewing grounds. I would advise to avoid the crystalline forest at the front gates. That's kind of our passive security measures to keep out the unwanted.
I'm not looking forward to be eaten by a spider. That doesn't look friendly.
Their venom is quite potent. If you're particularly vulnerable to it, that feels like burning fire in your veins before you are turned to pure diamond.
We'd love a stiffer drink. That mushroom wine just wasn't getting you over the horizon,
It's like, very well, it shall be arranged. Our dining quarters will be suited up for your needs and your particular tastes and flavors. And please enjoy the rest of the night. Now, if you excuse me, I must go see my daughter. As you see her stand up, she begins to walk forward. The gown is still attached to the top of the pillars, and it kind of stretches out, and it looks kind of like a spider web as it stretches out. And then all of a sudden, it comes down the columns, and kind of like you hear like little churn that as it all coalesces into the train of her gown as she walks out with her valets into the next room.
Why aren't you psyched about this? This is the biggest opportunity since that Dragon's Horde thing.
Look, this lady has been hiding away from her own flesh and blood for the better part of 2 decades. She was a part of a secret assassins guild that, commits various robberies and unscrupulous murders. And she's inviting us in all of a sudden, once we get a little notoriety, she never made contact with Amalica before now. This is all very fishy.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. Once we find this artifact, we don't necessarily have to give it to her, and we'll be inside a volcano, in possession of something that might be able to give us, we might be able to use it to siphon the power of the Order. We might be able to...
What would that accomplish?
It would give us the ability to turn the tables on this situation, perhaps almost unlimited power. The Order did go on a lot about how the volcano contained a hidden power that was so mysterious only they could understand it. Often we just thought it was kind of bullshit that they were sort of using to ferry us around, but I never knew there was something there. Maybe there's more.
What? This is a lot of information, buddy. This Order just gets weirder and weirder. I am it's getting my mind going. There's definitely, we gotta check it out. But you don't have to trust this mysterious spider lady who's like made of spiders, it seems like. Very unsettling.
I think that's a bit racist, Waywocket.
It's definitely speciesist. The rats, noble creatures. The spiders? Nah.
The rats ate all our food.
The rats are the forest creatures who have adapted to the city and had to have made hard choices about various things and how to survive. You know, spiders, same thing. You know, also useful in the forest. They're doing their thing. But, you know, listen, they just give me the heebie-jeebies.
Fine. If you're so suspicious, why don't we snoop around? I mean, we're already inside. We've got great snooping skills. Like, why don't we just sort of, verify some references or see if we can turn some spiders or whatever?
That is a great idea, my friend.
All right, so you wish to snoop about the estate.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so the room you are in is kind of like a hexagonal shape. It's got 5 entrances to it. One has been, it's not locked off, but the door's been slid shut, and that's where Amaelia walked out from. Just do a quick sketch here on my notes. All right, so she exited out to the east. There is the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and there is a northeast door as well. The south is where you just came from, and that was kind of like that little like mushroom bioluminescent garden that you came from.
Well, so we came from the south, and there's doors on the east, north, west, and there's another door on northwest,
northeast, and
northeast.
The easternmost door has been slid shut. It doesn't look like it's been locked; it just got slid shut.
All right, let's just do a little randomizer. Eeny, babini, tigers and trees, meanies and motos. Let's just do the one that's the north.
The north?
I don't think that's how that goes, but fine.
That's how it goes in the forest. I just rolled a d4, everybody.
Yeah. So to the north, it's a very, again, it's that red cherry wood that's only being lightly lit up from the glow of the garden. As you come into this, you notice it's got almost like a church tower, like just a square block of stairs that go around, that climb around the wall in like kind of almost like a spire up to another floor.
All right, let's a little steppy step. Do you want to stealth or just walk? I guess we can just walk. They know that we're here.
Yeah.
And if anything was watching us, it would still be watching us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's probably like hundreds of like little spiders who can
just
see us and are processing this through like a psychic connection.
Yeah, probably.
You can either give me an Arcana or a Perception check. Your choice.
Yeah, I'll do Arcana because it's way better.
Yeah, me too.
I rolled a 1 though, so it's an 8.
16 for me.
16. Yozef, you get the feeling that there is an ambient magical feeling about this place, but you don't see anything, you don't feel anything that would be like divination magic or something that's like an alert, like a observational magic. It just seems a lot of conjuration, a lot of magic used to form and make stuff around, more like aesthetic and visually pleasing as opposed to like spying.
Well, they can't see us. They're not spying on us. Honestly, in terms of fortresses, it's got the aesthetics, but maybe not as secure as she was bragging.
On the inside, though, once you're inside, you're inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna start heading up the stairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You hear very much kind of like that echoey, like clop, 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 clop. As you just go up a couple of sets of stairs, you come up to. It's a very simple door, and it opens up onto a brown oak hallway with red carpeting on the floor, and on the oak paneling is definitely a very spider motif patterns and emblems on the wall.
They're really going for a theme.
Mm-hmm. Kind of overusing it.
Yeah, maybe like just a fresco or something.
You can give me a history check if you want.
Oh, yeah, why not? I got decent history.
Or religion, up to you.
Actually, no, not that. That guy's been giving me no favors.
Double one?
No, I rolled a 2, so it's a 6 in total.
Yeah, seems like there's a lot of spiders here.
Yeah. The drow, they love spiders. I heard actually even that drows can become spiders from the waist down if they want to. I don't know why they would want to. That means they're pooping webs.
It's kind of a cute look, I guess. Let's keep going.
You can go east or west.
West.
Yeah.
All right, west. You follow the hallway down. There's a couple of rooms along the way, and they just appear to be like spare guest rooms. Nothing too bland, but nothing too over the top fancy. Just appears to be like bed, chamber pot, like wash basin, writing desk, and then a small window to look out with a small little veranda to look out on the fungus garden that you came in before.
Such a weird recluse. She sure has a lot of guest rooms.
You can give me a perception check inside the room.
I bet spider people have a lot of cousins.
That's an 11.
11? As far as you can tell, it seems like there's not a layer of dust on it, but it looks like stuff hasn't been moved in quite some time.
Yeah, I feel like she isn't getting. I'll maybe wipe my finger on a desk or something. Yeah. It doesn't seem like they're getting a lot of guests though.
Let's head out and head back the other way.
There is a door at the junction of the hallway at the end.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll go through that.
It's again, they're all sliding doors and opens up very easily. And you come into actually what appears to be a rather almost Beauty and the Beast-esque type of library where you couldn't see it because it's encased in stone from the outside, but this is like a good 3 or 4 stories tall of just shelves with books on it. And it looks like if Waterdeep's library had come here. Yeah. And it's got tables and workstations and small little alchemy tables in the center of this library. It looks kind of like a catch-all generic. If you were a magic user, this would be Eden for you.
Ooh, this is pretty nice. Look at that little. That's a well-made alchemy kit and books. This is a magic user's paradise. Listen, some of us don't just get magical powers. Me, I gotta read a effing book to learn how to do all this stuff.
I'm not much of a book person. I mostly just stare into magical orbs.
Yeah, I know. My way's way harder.
Yosef, give me a perception check.
2.
You're kind of overwhelmed by this stunning display of books. You can see ladders are actually moving on their own. It's got Waywock. Got that enchanted small little dusters are going around just making sure the books are kept clean. Chairs are always being just slightly adjusted so they're perfectly aligned with each other. And there's a lot of self-magical maintenance here, but it's a lot of books and a lot of sliding ladders around. You do get the feeling that there may be give me an Arcana check as well.
Yeah. Come on. Good rolls coming.
Only 4 that time.
Oh my god.
Ooh, what's going on?
That is a 9 in my case.
You can't nail down the specifics of it, but there's definitely some magic happening here. You just can't nail down what exactly the game is.
Kind of fussy little creatures, aren't they?
Yeah, it's surprised that there's so many of them. They could just little guys, those guest rooms could use a dusting too. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you how to do your jobs. Just some free advice.
You're in the Grand Library. Is there anything you wish to do?
Oh yeah, that's where Miles as a player character comes to shine. Definitely want to take a look at like if there's any open books around. Like
it looks like it's all been like cleaned and maintained, like the library.
There's no like active thing.
Yeah.
If I check out the alchemy set, is there any kind of like indication on maybe what they've been alchemying?
All cleaned up and
all
kept
clean.
trim and chopper.
Do I recognize like the various ingredients, or there's like classic alchemy, or is there anything? That
It's actually just like empty beakers and like like an open flame ready to
go.
Mix in. Like it looks like it's been first day of school cleaned and ready for.
Then I guess I would take a look to sort of see, like I would do a cursory glance to see like what this library's like main like focuses are, what the like what is Amalica looking into?
Give me an investigation check.
All right, come on.
Poor rolls tonight.
Oh my effing god!
No.
Also, this dice is banned. It's again a 9.
Oh no! It's a lot of languages you don't speak, so it's a bit difficult to figure out what. It's a lot of old tomes, but they're in really good condition.
Yeah, and a lot of them are in Elvish.
Elvish. What language do you speak?
I speak Common, Gnomon, Dwarvish, and Thieves' Cant. That is the auditory language.
Yeah. You'd recognize the Elvish as Elvish just because of your time with Amalica, but other than that, you can't. They just look like glowing squiggles on leather-bound.
Oh, but good news, Yozef can read all writing.
What? Since when?
Oh yeah, your invocation.
Your invocation.
I thought I got rid of that when I threw away that.
I thought that was the one that you got. Unless you switched it up between seasons, because you should have 2 invocations.
I can't read all writing. What are my invocations?
Your invocations are like those like special things you get all the time. The first one that you took was the one that gives you the Eldritch Blast extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember when we leveled you up to level 5, you took a second one, and I thought you took Eyes of the Runekeeper so that you could read the writing on your body, and that's how you did it.
Yes.
Fun.
And that's what Eyes of the Runekeeper.
I guess
does.
I am a reader. All right. Well, I'll do a little investigation.
All right, roll it up.
It's a 19.
Yeah, it's so much fucking better.
Yeah, as soon as you were like, oh yeah, that's right, I can read this stuff. Everything becomes known to you, Yozef. You do actually notice a couple of tomes do have those black and gold squiggles that you've seen on them before, but it's a lot of the study of magic and the sources of power and whatnot, and like the various different, some coming from planes, some coming from gods, some coming from patrons, some coming from magical items. Its main focus is magic and their sources.
It's the same stuff I've been working on. You know, I should really read more books considering I can read all of them.
Yeah, that's you could read all the things in the original-ish languages.
You know, it's like knitting, you know. It would be good to do, but like, who has time?
You do.
Everyone
does. You just gotta make time for it, Yozef.
Do you think if we allied with her, Amalica's mom could tell me how I'm absorbing all these magical energies?
Very likely, yeah. I mean, looks like she's done a lot of study based on these titles you're reading out to me.
I mean, I definitely like it, but I want it to go a bit harder, you know? I want to absorb more power, you know? I want to be more, you know...
magical?
I was going to say powerful.
Interesting. Yeah. Getting that vibe off you.
Is there anything I can like glean from these books, or something I could like memorize or remember, or something like that?
I say you got 2 choices. One would be a book on Palor, and it's definitely got like all those squiggles and designs that you've seen on other religious people. And the other one is a treatise on ley lines in Toriel. Toriel's like the planet that you live on, and ley lines are essentially like big magical rivers that flow around the world.
Why are those 2 books the books?
Because those are the ones I pulled off the top of my head.
Oh. maybe she'll let me keep one of these just as a sort of a show of faith. What do you think?
You can always ask.
I mean, would that make you trust her?
No.
Well, let's keep both and let her pick one.
All right.
Well, we don't have time to sit around reading books all day. Let's move, Waywocket. Let's get around this place.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we know where this is now.
As you head out the door, Waywocket exits the door, and Yozef, right as you get close to the door, you notice that the lights begin to dim and flicker. And from the wall, you thought it was just kind of like part of the scenery. You see this animated suit of armor with no head. It's just kind of like the shoulders and the legs, like clank, clank, and like ka-thoom, 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 and everything kind of shakes and rumbles. And it kind of like leans and crouches down towards you and says, "Subject not authorized. Please return subjects to the table."
Now that is security. And neat that it's blended with the decor.
Yeah, that's a real mean-looking librarian.
Listen, ghost, armor, automaton, whatever you may be, I'm just going to take these books to Amalica's mom. We're totally tight. I think we're really vibing. And she's probably going to give me a loaner as just sort of a show of faith. So, great job, good security. But why don't you sort of head back to where you were?
Authorization not recognized. Please surrender your reading materials.
Not much on conversation, is he?
No, I don't think you're gonna be able to persuade this living automaton.
Oh, I don't know. I've got some means of persuasion at my disposal.
Are you gonna try to blow him up?
I was thinking I might try blowing him up.
I don't know if that will show a sign of good faith to Amaelia here.
He just seems immune to my charms. Like, listen, suit of armor. I am the leader of the people of tomorrow. My goal is to spread peace and harmony so that people become docile and subservient and giving of their life energies. I am no threat to you, sir or madam. So, and I'm going to try to, I'm going to give him a sort of a President Obama style shoulder clasp, but also sort of try to push it out of my way.
Okay, give me a strength athletics check.
No, it's just a 2.
It's probably a minus.
That's a 1. Yeah.
So you try to lean, and this thing's maybe about 10 feet tall as you're trying to clasp onto it.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, it's massive. As you try and clasp onto its shoulder plate, and again, you hear that kind of robotic autonomous voices. Authorization not recognized. You have 2 minutes to surrender your properties.
Oh, fine. Keep your filthy books. And I'm just going to toss the books wherever and try again to exit.
You see them fly into the air as you toss them, and something just magically catches them, and the pages kind of flutter down as they close gently and then get placed on the table.
Yep. Wouldn't want to muss the books.
It's like, authorizations to leave, authorized. As you see kind of...
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
I mean, it's probably just the borrowing policy. You might have to ask it in advance.
Strict?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it doesn't know any better. You didn't even try charming it, though. But you probably couldn't. It's almost certainly immune to any charm spells.
No, that thing had no conversation. Let's go.
All right, you come out. You've got the hallway to go in. There's that door to the north, and there is kind of like a dog leg that happens off to the east.
Why don't you pick Waywocket? All I found was some dusty old books.
That was very valuable, actually. I guess let's go to this north door.
The north door is the stairs you came.
Oh, sorry. Then I guess the dog leg.
Yeah, you head towards the dog leg, and you notice that there is a door to the north and a door to the east as you come in. Against that lovely red carpeted floor with the brown oak panels that align the side. And there's actually little crystalline mirrors that just kind of light your way and catch your reflection as you walk by.
Cute.
Yeah. Very nice design aesthetic. I guess let's do this east door.
The east door looks big, unlike the library door. This one actually has hinges on it, and it's got that thick black oak look to it with the metal ribbing on the outside of it. It looks like something that you definitely keep safe.
Is this the bedroom, you think? I guess she said everything was unlocked except her bedroom, and that we were not supposed to go into.
feels
accurate. That's how I remember that conversation.
I don't remember that conversation,
Very
and I'm
useful.
going to use that as a defense later. Why don't we say we do some lock picking, and whatever you want to find out about this woman, the bedroom seems like a good choice.
Let's just see if this door is unlocked first. I'm gonna try to open this door.
Yeah, you unlocked it.
Yeah.
Swings open.
Yeah. There you go. What's in here?
You think she keeps a suit of armor in bed?
This actually isn't a bedroom. This is actually just as big as the library. It has like kind of like a red stone, almost like similar look to prison cells, but inside each like little cove is actually like a pedestal, and each pedestal has an item on it. And as you get up close to the items, you see kind of like this shimmer of force energy, almost like this invisible ripple in the air as you get close to it, and you can actually reach out and touch it. You kind of get like that glass like tonk 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 as you tap on the side of it. It looks like it's kind of like an armory or a vault type of thing.
Or like her personal museum.
See, this is what I was talking about. You're going to want a statement piece in the window of the shop, and then people start talking about it, and then they come on and buy your magic brooms or other bric-a-brac.
Yes, thank you. I understand the concept. I just don't have anything good yet.
Seems like she's got a couple she could let go.
Well,
I'm going to poke at the sort of mystical.
Yeah, you just, again, it's almost like you're hitting like a ripple of water every time you hit this like wall of force. It just kind of like ripples, like tossing a pebble into a pond, and it kind of fades off after a little bit. And you can see things like rods and wands and crowns and other books that are just like open on pedestals and whatnot.
Do I recognize any of these items?
Give me a perception check.
Can I read any languages on these items?
They're too far away to read. You can see what type of languages they are. Some are in giant, some are in infernal, some are in abyssal.
Oh.
So
For perception, that would be a 11.
11, nothing really stands out to you, but you also get the feeling that a reclusive arcane user probably has a lot of stuff that's off the books.
Would my arcana knowledge reveal any of these things?
Yeah, give me a roll.
All right.
I'm going to take a shot at that too.
That was much better for me. That is a 23.
21 for me. I think you should give us one object each.
Absolutely. So that golden rod that you see is a rod of commanding. It's essentially, it's not exactly the most ethical of things. A lot of kings and emperors and whatnot used to use them. Mechanically, it casts Dominate Person 5 times a day. Because when you really got to get those laws passed, Rod of Command.
Yeah. I remember the evil King Wenceslas had that.
And for Yozef, you actually see what appears to be a cloak that is made. It fits the motif of spider webs, and it kind of like almost like a Superman type of cape where it comes over the shoulders and it kind of just falls down. It has kind of like almost like the trim was unkempt and just like kind of web dangles off the side. And you actually know this is a web of spider travel, or sorry, a cloak of spider web travel. And mechanically, it lets you be Spider-Man.
It's the Cloak of Arcana or Arachnia,
No,
rather.
This is something I made.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
It literally lets you shoot webs out and like grapple onto things and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
It's nice, it's useful, but I don't know if I want to commit to this much of a motif, It can become a web.
Good fun, my friend. Very weird, very weird. But yeah, that makes sense considering she's got that whole thing going on. And, I guess it's good that these things are in here, not on her person currently.
Well, if she's got all this stuff in here, who knows what's on her person currently?
That is true. That could be actually much worse. I hope that she isn't currently disintegrating Amalica.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Nope. 3.
It's 21.
Right, I'm really sorry about this, Miles, but you kind of hear like this little like creaking sound, almost like two stones being ground against each other. And you look up and you see yourself reflected 8 times in ruby-like eyes looking down on you. And that's when you notice a giant ruby crystal spider clung to the ceiling, and you notice its two little mandibles are just kind of like polishing and scraping away at its ruby fangs. You see it kind of like this reddish, brackish liquid just like oozing out, and it's covering itself with this liquid. And you notice that as Yozef looks up, you both reflect in the various cut. It almost looks like a cut gem, but in a spider form. And you can see various reflections of yourself many times in its thorax and its abdomen. As you look up and kind of like see your face and Yozef's smiling face, like, ah,
It's gorgeous. And you get to look at yourself while you're looking at it.
I actually pull my sword out, like, ah!
yeah. It has no reaction to you.
Ah. Back, beast!
Hello.
Oh, no.
It has no reaction. It's kind of like grooming itself.
Okay, it's grooming itself. I thought it was getting ready to eat us.
We are 2 members of the Trollskull Trio.
Yeah.
We slew the wizard Manshoon. We're famous. What do you think?
Again, it puts more of that ooze over its head.
This explains why no one's in the guest room.
I think it's trying to seduce you.
Ooh. Do I get like a sexy vibe from this?
Give me an insight check.
I'm going to give it some fetching looks. Oh, a 2.
I can't read it.
No, you can't read it. It is a crystalline golem, technically, so it's hard to read any emotions.
I mean,
off of
I
it.
guess in as much as anything is.
Yeah.
It's probably more sentry based than it is attention based.
Well, I want to get the hell out of this room. I don't know about you.
Fair.
You decide to exit.
Yeah.
And there is another door off to as you come out off to your north as well.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
That leads to another hallway that goes almost in a straight line north to kind of like, it looks like a metallic door.
Well, let's try it out.
Yep. This one slides open and you notice it actually opens onto kind of like a smaller mini garden way. It's like almost going down a hill, and you get the feeling it's almost like a personal garden type of thing where you see various fungi hanging from the trees, and they've curved up and kind of go like off that greenish yellowish neon glow as well. As you look down, it's something you haven't seen for in a very long time. It looks like blue grass has been growing and kind of get like that soft cushiony feel. And then you don't even need a nature check for it. And as you get down and look closer, you actually realize that each individual strand of grass is actually like a thin mushroom that seems to have grown up and imitate the sensation of grass.
Like a shiitake.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, it's got good horticulture people down here.
Really into mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick one of the mushroom blades of grass.
Do you want to pick like one of like the fancy ones or the blade of grass one?
The fanciest one I can get my hands on.
It's kind of like if a banana was growing. It's got kind of like little like nodules on it, like it was not a squash. What do you call those things for Halloween time? A gourd.
Sure.
Yeah, like it's like a fungus gourd. As you pull it off, and it actually smells quite aromatic. Like it smells like almost citrusy, like limes and lemons. As you kind of like just giving like a little bit of a squeeze, like it kind of like produces that smell around you.
Do you want to bite?
No.
All right. I'm gonna toss it aside.
You see it squish and land, and actually as it lands, it kind of depresses a little bit, and the whole room is now filled with that lemony lime type of smell.
That smell nice, but no, I think that's almost certainly poisonous.
Onwards. So we'll go through the garden. What's on the other side of the
It's
garden?
actually kind of like a self-contained, like little,
Oh, it's just like a courtyard. Like
Yeah.
you can't get out.
like a private garden type of thing.
So what's, of all the things we've sort of mapped out, like what haven't we seen yet?
You haven't done the other doors from the main meeting throne room area.
Should we go back and check it out?
Yeah, might as well loop around. I mean, this is not exactly fresh air. It's,
Oh, you haven't felt fresh air in
yeah.
quite some time.
Yeah. Well, not since we, I mean, this is actually probably around noon.
Yeah, about. Yeah,
Like we left in the morning of Waterdeep, so it's been a couple hours anyway.
Yeah.
Are we where are we approaching an act break, or can we take a break?
Yeah, actually, it's been an hour, and we absolutely can take a
Sweet.
break.
Yeah.
And we are at the break. I hope everyone's been enjoying themselves so far as we get a chance to peel back the layers and get to explore a little bit of Amalica and the Ballan'trae family and what's been going on. Maybe more questions have been raised than answered. But we're going to see what happens as Waywocket and Yozef continue to explore the manor. We have some things to take care of, some things to address that are podcast related. First of all, we hope everyone is safe and happy and at home and isolating yourselves from anyone else to practice social distancing and keeping others from getting exposed to COVID-19 out there. We hope you're checking on your loved ones and your friends, and we hope you are washing your hands. So diecast related things. So we have about 9 or 10 episodes banked in the buffer already. So we don't expect any delays in the near future, but we are not recording right now. We're going to see what we can do by doing a couple of practice episodes of playing another game or just hanging out over Roll20 or whatnot to see how we can do by recording at each other's home and just seeing what happens when we do that. So we still have to try that out. But I do anticipate at some point we're going to have to either take a break or lengthen the time in between episodes before we can start recording again. So we're going to put up a poll on Twitter and spam it in Discord and YouTube and wherever we can. Because the two choices are we switch to a bi-weekly release, so we release every 2 weeks, or we jam it all together and then take kind of like a mid-season break, let everyone take time to recoup and recover from the coronavirus, and then we jump back into it after record and see what happens there. So when the poll goes up, we will let you know, but we just want to let everyone know what we are anticipating, what we are planning. We're all kind of making this up as we go along. So nothing is written in stone, but we have a couple of avenues that we're exploring at the moment to, not to be vague on purpose, but we literally don't know what we're planning to do just yet, but it's going to be one of those two things. And as for appearances and conventions, well, obviously Breakout Con has passed and is on postponement. Uncon is still on the books, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that's going to get delayed as well. So tentatively, Uncon's still there, but I feel like it's going to get pushed back or on hiatus for a bit. So we will let you know what's going on. As soon as we get news, we will communicate it out to everybody else. And the other news that we have is the Unbridled anthology is coming out. Oliver Clegg has composed or has assembled a group of authors together to make an adventure series about hags and unicorns. And I have put in my own little one-shot adventure called The Magnificent Revenge of Agnes Wormwiggle. That is coming out on March 30th. And if you need any more information, you can check out at Death by Badger, and Oliver will be tweeting all the relevant information. I'm going to put out a couple of tweets advertising it. So March 30th at the DMs Guild, you will find it. I've got to see the preview copy already. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. It looks fun and just... it's fun for the sake of fun, and I encourage everyone to check it out because it's going to be a great fun of D&D adventures. And I think that's it. It's going to be a quick episode today as we try to figure things out. We will see you next week, and if things do change, check out the Discord or check out our Twitter at Diecast Podcast or on our website at www.flyinglizardstudio.com. Of course, anywhere you can find a podcast, we will be there, and our own YouTube channel and Discord channel, which will have links everywhere. You've heard it all before, but again, please wash your hands, check in on your loved ones, stay safe, stay vigilant, stay aware, and stay informed. We love you. We can get through this together, and we will. And we hope everyone stays safe, have fun, and just tell a family member how you feel about them. I think that's it. I will see you next week. Have a good one.
We're back.
Ready to rumble?
We are back from break as we're exploring the estate of Amelia Ballan'trae, as Amalica is off having a conversation with her mum right now. We'll say you're back in the main throne room area, and you've got the door to the north you just came out of. The door to the east is still closed. South is where you came from the garden, and you got west and you've got northeast.
Never rest in the west?
Let's do it.
You slide the door open to the west, and it again opens out into the kind of this big rocky garden as you come out, but there's no fungus or natural bite. There's kind of like these magical crystals just floating in the air, giving off like a violet blue light that kind of lights everything up. And you notice that the stones are very specifically cut. They're very right angles, sharp and rigid, and stand out. and you notice that they're placed in odd places throughout. It's maybe about like 100 feet in diameter. It's kind of like a flat floor, and then it rounds up to a cave at the top. It looks almost unnaturally round, like it's not like a hand carved or natural formation. This has been formed magically somehow, and you can see various almost like wood barricades, like 3 pieces of wood tied together with either like a rope or a vine, which for the Underdark is a little weird because there's not a whole lot of wood down here. And you do notice that there's this red ruby crystal, almost like the shape over a Sim's head, like kind of like that conical crystal, just kind of like hovering in the air and just kind of like pulsating this like light red.
That's above the wood?
It's actually just floating by itself near the door.
Arcana check, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 12.
12, that's enough. It seems to be magically infused, and it seems to have like divination magic on it. And it feels like you can touch it and activate something here.
We can touch it and activate something here. Let's try.
You do that while I cover my eyes.
Okay, you cover, I'll touch. So I step right up to it and I give it a little like slapperoo.
Little tappy tap. You see the red like pulse out, and all of a sudden all the blue lights turn into almost like sunlight as you wear. It's like almost a little brightening as you kind of like
I'm glad I covered my
guide your
eyes.
as you see training routine initiated, and then you see like these wooden targets begin to come up from behind these stone barricades.
Oh, I thought this was going to be some sort of seasonal effectiveness disorder bullshit, but this is better.
You see the targets go down. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
I'm going to slap it again.
You see training regiment 2 now commenced, and you see from the ceiling, you see like these round wooden targets come dropping down. They almost like clay pigeons, just they're being dropped to the floor. There's nothing to catch them. They're just like hitting the floor as they come down.
I'm going to try to blast one of them.
All right, give me a ranged with Eldritch Blast. So you can do 2 shots.
2 shots.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta do attack roll
your
first.
Your D20 first.
Oh, I roll my D20 first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll it twice.
5 and 2.
Plus your spell.
Yeah,
attack.
plus your attack modifier.
So 10 and 13.
10 is all you needed as you see
Wow.
blam, blam, as arcane force energy blasts through the 2 targets.
This rules. We should get something like this for the tavern.
That actually would be very useful in training, because we're, maybe going to a dangerous island full of murderers, as you say. And now I am actually getting more afraid of this mission as I talk it over.
Give me more. Give me more. I slap the crystal again.
You slap the crystal again, and you see kind of like it goes in training routine number 3, initialize, and you see the back of the room kind of like shimmer a little bit, and you see this red dragon begin to pull itself through the stone as it comes down, and it breathes out this giant gout of flame. I'm going to need evasion checks.
Whoa, this is amazing. So what is this?
That's
athletics?
It's a dexterity saving
Dexterity.
throw.
Yeah. I need D8s.
D8s?
No,
No,
I
he
need
needs D8s.
16 for me.
16.
Also 16.
Oh, you both make the save.
This thing really went from 0 to 60, huh?
10, 18, 20, 25, 31 points of fire damage. Halved is 15 points of fire damage.
Christ,
'Cause
that's
Holy shit.
whoosh,
is it 15 points?
15 points of
Oh
fire.
my god, that's half my life.
No,
Yeah, I'm not doing so good either.
you're going up the routine, the training routines pretty fast.
Yeah, that was a swift escalation. Like, what the fuck?
I guess, do we hit it back, or is it now just retreated?
It's actually just retreated. It was just a dodge and evade type of thing.
Oh, I see. Ow!
Well, we learned a lesson, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's stop touching the ruby.
Stop touching the ruby is the lesson.
That is the lesson.
So you're both just covered in char
Ow!
and soot a little bit. You do notice that some of the wood standings or the wood stands are immune to. There's no fire damage on them whatsoever.
Well, I need to get an armor made of that wood, apparently. Looks like you're thinking about something, Yosef.
Yeah, I'm just I'll do a healing hands on myself and also Waywocket.
Okay.
And then what's the sort of process for healing hands here?
Your healing hands is just 5 points of healing that you can deal to one target.
Okay, great. So I'll give me one. I've got 2 of them actually. It says here 2 times.
Maybe because you hit level 5?
Healing hands times 2.
I think you only get healing hand. Oh, the times 5 is that you get like 5 points of healing because healing hands is a racial ability that gives you 1 point of healing per level that you have total.
Oh,
and you get that like once per day.
okay. Well, then instead I'll do 1 healing light for me and 1 healing light for you.
Sure.
So here's me. Nice 5 there. Bumps me back up to 33. That seems about all right. Here's 1 for you, Waywocket. Oops, just 1. You know what? Let's just throw 1 more on there.
Sure.
A 3. So you get 4 total.
Yeah, I'm at 19 hit points now. That's fine for now. You can heal me more. I also have our emergency heal.
Mm-hmm.
You see a dark elf in kind of like fine looking clothing come up. It's mostly like violet and red themed in color, almost like a valet suit. Like he's got proper pants and kind of like a vest with like a indigo dress shirt. He comes running up and says, "Has someone activated the training room? What's going on here?"
I did. Did you build this place? It's amazing.
I did not, but you should be very careful in there. We can teach you how to use it, but there are some training programs that the lady uses that are quite dangerous.
You know, I'm the slayer of the wizard Mansoon. Like, I think we've all got this together.
His name is Mansoon.
Mansoon. Man, sometimes I wish you could just take control of people so you didn't have to impress them so much. Anyway, we're very impressed with your spider kingdom. We think you've gone a bit heavy on your motif, but other than that, this is terrifically impressive. Who are you? Hi.
Oh, my name is Warrens. I'm one of the head attendants here. I essentially help the guests out as they come in. I was getting dinner prepared, and then I heard the training room activate. I was usually when the smell of fire means someone is activated. I knew Our Lady was talking with her daughter, so I was concerned it went off by accident or someone may have triggered it by accident.
No accident here, my friend. And let me say, I enjoyed every second of it. However, there was some talk about a stiffer drink than your mushroom juice. How about we scare up a bit of that?
Oh yes, we absolutely can if that's what you need, and we can accommodate you for sure.
I wouldn't say I need it, but I'd really like it.
A little parched after being lit on fire.
Sure, dries you out.
Well, please do not touch things that you're not familiar or accompanied with, because you could have fire breathed on you.
Yes, well, we just actually had fire breath that last, and it was unpleasant.
I must tell you, in all honesty, we've been going around here touching a lot of things pretty indiscriminately. But you might distract us by hustling up that stiffer drink.
Oh yeah, well please follow me to the dining area. We have a bar and food service set up to a wide palette to accommodate any needs or requirements you need. We are at your service here.
If there's one word to describe my palate, it is wide. And I give him like a little wink. Is he charmed by me? Am I winning some points with this elf?
Give me a persuasion check.
I have a wide range of interests and tastes. Oh yeah, he loved it. It's sorry, what kind of check is this?
A persuasion.
It's a 20.
Yeah. He's like, he nods and says, very well. Okay, well, please follow me. And if you need a training routine, I can recommend a couple for you that are less surprising than the illusionary.
More level appropriate is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, it's basic evasion tactics to
yeah. Well, wait.
See a threat coming and take cover.
You know, we could handle something a bit stronger in many ways.
Very well. Well, let's go get that drink taken care of.
He's playing it cool, but I'm totally charming.
Yeah. Let's get a little talky talk to Mr. Warrens over here. So, Warrens, how long have you been in the employ of Amaelia?
It's a tricky question to ask. I've been in her employment for about 80 years or so, but
Oh my.
there's a couple of occasions where she has been decades away from.
Oh yeah, sometimes like an absentee boss, eh?
Yes.
And like in that time, you're just here in the manor, keeping it together. That must be so difficult. Such a big property.
Well, it can be. It's very well contained.
Yeah.
We do have some fungus invaders every now and then and encroach on the property, and we use the incinerators to try and keep them at bay. But other than that, no, we keep our home quite hidden and quite secretive.
Did you say fungus invaders?
Oh yes, the mycondids every now and then try to encroach on our territory.
Very weird. I don't think I've ever heard of those beings before.
Give me either a nature or a history check. Either or.
I rolled a 1, so it's a 5.
It's a 5 for me too. We don't know about my condits.
No, he gives you
Midichlorians.
They're essentially mushroom people.
Yeah.
Every now and then they like to just peruse the perimeter and see if they can just push the boundaries a little bit and encroach. We keep our borders very, very well defined.
So if you've been employed by Amaelia for 80 years, you must have been there when Amalica was born.
Actually, I was not. That happened.
No.
That happened somewhere else.
We must have maybe met, Amalica's father. Did he share residence here?
Oh yeah, yes, I have. He was my former employer as well until.
So you were like in the family employ.
Yes, he unfortunately passed away a while ago.
Oh no!
How did he die?
I'm not sure. I wasn't made aware of this. All I know is that he passed away in Waterdeep.
In 80 years, you never asked how he died?
Oh, he passed away about, I think it was 20 years ago, they said.
Oh, yeah. When 20 years ago.
Maybe more. I'm not too sure on the...
And so 20 years ago, would you say like maybe 20 years ago, Amaelia maybe came back to this manor? Like, was she missing it around 20 years ago?
Oh, less than 20 years ago. Maybe about 15, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Amalica was telling me about her father and some of her earliest memories, and the name, it rhymed with Axel, maybe? What was the name again of Amalica's dad?
You see him go, actually, I've trying to think of it right now, and I can't recall it.
Okay, can't remember your former employer's name?
You see his face looks a little confused. He's like, no, I actually can't. I wonder why that is.
Well, I mean, you're very young, so maybe heavy drinking?
He's like, oh, thank you. I'm in my early 150s, though. Thank you for the compliment, though. But he says, no, it's funny. I've never thought about it. It feels like it's at the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember right now.
Huh. Well, that's not suspicious at all.
Well, magical things happen here, and if Our Lady has reason to keep his name I don't know how much you know about the history of the Ballan'trae, but we are a broken house among the Dark Elves.
Yeah, you got maybe like a Cole's Notes for us there?
What's a broken house?
Well, in Dark Elven society, there's many different houses that form the culture. Houses rise, houses fall, and some houses get accused of things, unjustly so, and the other houses band together and try to remove forcibly your status as a great house.
What was the house accused of?
You see him trying to think again. He's like, it's at the tip of my tongue. I just can't seem to remember exactly what it was. But our original location, they assaulted without prejudice. They launched a massive attack, and we were forced to retreat and flee. It took us a while to collect back together and establish this place.
Well, you've done a bang-up job. It's really very impressive, filled with ruby spiders.
Oh, you've met one of the guardians. Oh, yes, they're They're quite friendly when you get to know them.
I'll take your word for it.
They did seem awful flirtatious. Listen, does it bother you that you can't remember key details from your own life? Asking as a friend.
See, it is a strange feeling. It feels like I should remember it, but again, Our Lady is the most powerful arcane caster, and if she declares that I need not remember something, she must be doing so for a good reason.
Yeah, you really trust her with your whole brain, eh?
Oh, yes, you trust her with everything.
And the brain. Well, thank you for this drink. It's been...
Actually, as he says, as he walks you to the table, he's mixing, looks like a very almost invisible martini glass. The glass seems paper thin. It looks like you're almost holding an invisible drink, and he's got kind of like water mixed with like this swirling reddish brackish liquid as he slinks it around and puts what appears to be like a purple olive in the martini glass, and he holds it out and he's like, now be careful with that. That is actually a ruby venom martini. It's got quite a kick to it.
So I shouldn't eat this gem.
Don't eat the olive. Well, you can eat the olive. I put it in for decoration, but we mix some lunar liqueur and some ruby spider venom together to really pack a punch.
Have you tried this on gnomes before? We're very delicate in our own hearty way.
I haven't seen a gnome in quite some time, so I think this would be my first time offering a drink to a gnome.
Yeah, have you left this place in 80 years?
Oh no, I'm one of the guardians here. We work to keep the ground safe.
So you never leave. So
No.
Well, let's hope you didn't forget how to mix this drink. Bottoms up, our new friend.
Yeah,
and I will
cheers.
down it.
It is
I'll have a sip.
for you, Yozef. As it goes down, it is one of the smoothest drinks you've ever had, and it's when it hits your stomach, it's almost like that brandy feeling, kind of like this warmth emanates out around you. Also, give me a Constitution save, please. DC 10.
Oh, but do I add this in the saving throws?
Yep.
So this is going to be 10 plus 3.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Basic 10. Oh, that's a D10.
That you just rolled a D10. So you need a regular D20.
Oh, so I need to roll a 10.
Yes.
Counting my 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus
that should
your
be
3,
pretty
yeah.
easy. Yeah, totally.
Yep. You do not get poisoned by the red ruby venom poison. But you feel warm, almost like a drink could hug you.
Now I think I know why you don't remember a thing, my friend. I'll have another of those if they're going.
Waywocket, are you having?
Yeah, I had a sip or like a couple
Give me
of
a Constitution save, please.
All right. This is only a +1 for Waywocket.
DC 10.
A skinny little boy. It is a 7 in total.
That hug and warm sensation that Yozef is describing kind of gives you like IBS cramps right in your stomach.
Oh, yeah. I think the venom is hitting.
You look like that went down the wrong pipe, little friend.
Which way to the commode?
Oh,
I was like, we don't have working plumbing here. We have a chamber room.
I gotta go.
You are now poisoned for the next hour.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I guess I've learned my lesson is don't offer a red ruby venom martini to a gnome. They do not have the stature to handle it.
we all learn lessons.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to swig the rest of Waywockets.
Give me another Constitution save.
That is a 14.
You're fine. Double hug.
Oh, my stomach. Yeah.
You're from the whales from the chasing
How's it
room.
going in there, little buddy?
Not great.
Oh, you got burned twice.
Yes, that's very amusing, and I hate you so much right now.
I don't think that's true.
Says, so I hear you're going to help the lady with her mission to acquire this idol.
Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds like a good deal. We're on board. I'm from that island, by the way. Any information about why she wants it so much?
As far as I know, it is her passion on magical items and texts that transfer powers between different things. So I'm not sure where her original desire comes for those things, but it is in her motif.
Now that we're speaking candidly, I've been interested in transferring magical powers myself. I mean, how successful is she? Has it been working out?
Well, she doesn't go into the specifics of her experiments that she's been conducting these past couple of decades, but I do know her library is an incredible resource. If that's your area of interest as well, that should definitely cover any queries or be a source for new set of questions that may arise.
Yeah, despite my amazing ability to read all languages, libraries are kind of a pass for me. She did mention a room that we were not permitted to enter. Any idea why? What maybe goes on there?
Oh, I believe those would be her private chambers, and it's a simple request of a great lady who's been trying to conceal herself from the outside world for many, many decades now.
Yes, of course. So why don't you just tell me where it is so that I'll remember not to go in there?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, only a 10.
He says, I wouldn't feel comfortable divulging that information. If the lady wishes to share that, she will share it herself. I feel that where she sleeps should be a safe and sacred place.
I cannot divulge any information about that client's secret legal account.
Oh, it's too hot.
What are you doing? Are you out of the bathroom? I'm getting nowhere with this servant.
Okay, I think it's past for now. And, I just got to hold on to you for a second here, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Just steady yourself.
Yeah.
Listen, friend, I didn't want to say, but we've actually brought a sort of secret present surprise for the lady. And we just kind of want to smuggle it into her inner chamber so that she can enjoy it in private.
Well, I mean, I can deliver to her, not a problem. Like let's not disillusion ourselves. There is security protocols that still have to happen. Her life is still in danger. There are many assassins and arcane users who wish to see her line finally destroyed.
All right, of course. Do me a favor and forget about it because, it seems like that's kind of what you're best at.
Forget that you're going to... I can deliver the gift for you.
Forget about it. Anyway, shall we continue our tour of the grounds before dinner?
Yeah, I think I can manage maybe a little walking around would be good for me. Just one more thing there, Warren. How many of you work on the grounds here?
Oh, I think there's about 30 of us.
Wow, that's a big staff.
30 dark elves and a couple of automatons and sentinel guardians and constructs and whatnot.
And you're all just like employees and wards, like none of your family.
I think some of us are family, but we all live here, and we.
And she's the main matriarch going on there.
Yes,
Yes. My understanding is that's really big in the Drow society.
Oh, that's actually an offensive term.
Drow?
Drow?
Please stop saying that.
Wait, Drow?
It's very insensitive to.
We've been saying Drow all over the place.
We're dark elves. Thank you.
That just seems. I feel like in the word dark elves, you're also othering yourself. I don't know. It's your word. It's your word. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Please don't.
Drow.
Please don't gnome-splain my own culture at me.
Look, I'm very sick. My apologies. I forgot myself. My man is there. It is your building. Matriarchs. You love them.
Mm-hmm.
Amaelia is the main one here.
Mm-hmm.
No sub matriarchs. I guess. Maybe Amalica.
Amalica seems next in line to take over from her.
Yeah. Anyone here maybe was there when Amalica was born?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. If my memories are having troubles with me, then they may have similar troubles. I don't know. You'd have to ask around. But
we'll see if we bump into anybody.
He's like, very well.
All right, let's see. Let's check that east door. What's in the eastern way?
So you head back to the main room.
Yeah.
The east door. You open that up, and you see it's actually empty, and it's kind of like this, not cobblestone, but like individual stones into the floor. And as you look up, you can see this dome of stars, and it's not quite a night sky, but it's little gemstones implanted into the stonework to kind of give the illusion of a night sky. And you can look down and you see on the floor these concentric circles with like these glowing blue arcane runes, and in the runes also has like some type of gem dust or some gem sparkle to it. And you kind of have like this light from the bottom and this light from the top, and you almost has like this arcane hums like as you come in. And you can both give me an arcana check if you wish.
1.
21.
Oh, well, 3, really.
Yeah.
21. Waywocket, you've heard about these before. This is kind of like your generic like ritual meditation room. This is a place where scrying can happen, rituals can happen, just self-reflection on questions of the universe and matters unknown to the mortal mind type of thing.
Yeah, keeping an eye on the upside world, probably.
You know, I liked saying drow, and it's kind of a hassle for me that I have to stop saying drow just because a drow asked me not to. Those are my thoughts.
Let's keep our thoughts to ourselves sometimes.
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 You also know, Waywocket, this would be a perfect place to summon Carl.
Oh, yeah.
It's a room like this is built that it's got some advantages that normal ritual chambers don't have. Like for cheaper rituals, you don't need material components to activate them.
Yeah, this could be a real Carl. This is Carl's like main bank, and I could frankly use a half-hour lie down.
All right, let's whip them up. Are there any sort of ingredients where we could bake a Carl here?
This is just like a round magical stone chamber. You don't need any ingredients if you summon him here.
Oh, really? I could but will he still be pastry?
He'd be kind of like his ghosty Carl shape.
Oh, okay.
Like his 3-piece suit and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, any port in a store. All right, we'll summon Carl.
If you want, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, we definitely want to.
Whoa. Hey, I got eaten by a spider.
Carl, you're back. I'm
back.
sorry we sent you after that spider.
Hey, at least we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
It's also half spiders here everywhere you look, Carl.
Oh my God.
Heads up.
All spiders.
Stay close. Stay very close.
Those things, they're made out of like either like crystals or diamonds. They physically hurt me. I usually like
Carl, no.
Oh, it was painful. Like, it was like 2 spikes just being driven in, and then I can't feel the poison, but then I was like ripped apart from the inside, and I don't know what it was about them, but I felt everything, and it was awful.
Oh, Carl, that's so tragic.
It's not like when you eat me where I'm just like, I'm dough and plushy and full of sugar.
That's how we do.
Yeah, this one hurt a lot. I don't want to do that again.
Oh.
I'll go if you send me, but I did not like that at all.
See, that's disappointing, Carl, because we actually need you to break into the bedroom of, like, the lady of the house, if you know.
Wait, what?
Okay, just point me in the
Look at she brainwashed that guy. Yeah. That guy had no memories for sure. And it wasn't sort of a charming, oh, I don't remember you, but actually you do remember them. You're just telling them you don't remember them to make them feel less important so that you feel more important. It's called negging. Right. Anyway, no, it's...
So when I told you she was a mysterious, potentially evil creature, you didn't care. But when you meet some brainwashed servant, suddenly it's a huge issue.
I was caught up in the drama of it all. I'm still on board with this mission to go back to the island. But I think you're correct that a little prudence might be the word of the day here. Anyway, Carl, how do you feel about maybe sneaking into her bedroom, maybe?
Okay, this is a really magical place. Am I going to run into any magical defenses?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Most definitely, Carl.
In fact, maybe multiple ones. Considering how many current traps we've seen, you got to imagine that the one locked room has even more and will almost certainly disintegrate our friend here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, prepare yourself for probably the pain you just experienced time 10. Steel yourself, Carl, because that's what being an adventurer is all about.
I think I'm starting to hate spiders because that was really painful. That hurt a lot.
If it makes you feel any better, we were recently incinerated ourselves a little bit by a
See, fire I can do.
magical dragon.
See, Carl, we're getting hurt for real all the time. So, let's see a little team spirit.
Okay. Do you know where it is at all? Am I wandering around aimlessly?
I guess let's snoop around the northeast entrance.
Yeah, let's
see
not
what's
waste
going.
Carl on this.
No, but he should be invisible and like on your shoulder.
Oh,
for now.
definitely.
Don't sound too far ahead.
Come with me, little friend. It's kind of weird to see you, in your ghostly form,
Well, the suit's nice.
I kind of miss this version of Carl, honestly. The food I find sometimes distracting, frankly.
I am delicious food. I can totally understand.
The followers really like the bread thing.
The hot dog was great.
I mean, not so much that I'm going to build like a fortress out of bread like this nonsense, but it's been a useful symbol.
Yeah, as a entrepreneur, never build anything out of food. It's not a very good idea.
What if? What if? And they're just brainstorming. No bad ideas.
This is going to be a bad idea, but go ahead.
It's a fortress made out of enchanted garlic bread.
But
the garlic bread is so good, it enchants everyone to eat it. So while they're distracted eating garlic bread, you just kind of use like the shimmy shiv, like, just stab it in the neck. Enjoy your garlic bread. You're dead now.
No. We don't want to kill our followers. We want to share with them.
Oh, I mean for people attacking the fort garlic bread.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're sort of drawn into the drama of it all. Seems like we could get some converts here.
Yeah, although the Waywocket does bring up a good point. We would probably also be enchanted by the garlic bread.
Yeah, where are you going to live when all your house is gone because invaders ate it?
Carl, there are bad ideas. Let's move.
I'm sorry. You head back into the main throne room again. And Carl's like, "Whoa, this is some nice digs here."
Yeah, Amalica definitely knows a little bit about putting a theme together and being rich.
Those are two good qualities to have together.
Yeah, I'm a little iffy on it.
I mean, like technically you're rich. You just don't have a theme together yet.
Mm-hmm.
My theme is a forest charm in the city.
But you see him lean, or you don't see him, but he kind of leans over to Waywocket. Didn't he have that whole incident with the rats and couldn't like become friends with them and kind of started like a revolutionary fight?
Not to save his life. Thank God they disappeared.
I know. I'm just saying, like he's so set on this forest theme, but rats. He couldn't make friends with rats.
Let's keep snooping.
Okay. So you head to the northeast, and this actually looks like a big kind of like domed hallway. Oops, just hit the mic. Oops. A big domed hallway, and it's got wood paneling up to the top, up to the kind of like the waist high moment, and then kind of a white plaster and mortar that kind of domes at the top. And looks like it's like almost like spines, like there's like a wood trim along the top and like kind of like these arches of wood along the side with like these magical floating sconces of light. And as you go walking down, it's very much those Harry Potter portraits and like oil portraits of dark elves in various stages of clothing throughout the centuries. It almost looks like a timeline or a family tree of dark elves going down. And you notice there's these big cherry red doors with like golden shiny brass locks and doorknobs at the end of them.
Are the portraits labeled?
They're not labeled, but you do notice that they're moving around and whatnot. And like as you walk by, they make eye contact with you, and they're kind of like, you can't hear them, but it looks like they're like putting their hands up to their nose and like calling out. And you can see like the other portraits are kind of like on that side of the portrait. You come in and kind of follow you along.
Hello, members of the Miep family.
You see them all on both sides. You see them both kind of like put their hands on their chest and kind of like tilt their head back and laugh a little bit and shake their heads no.
That's that would be Amalica's dad then. Is it like wouldn't in a matriarchal society, wouldn't you pass along the mother's name?
And you see them all nod.
So Amalica has a different last name than that.
And you see the various dark elves in the portraits nod as well.
Where'd you get me up from then?
You see them roll their head and sigh. You see them kind of point a couple of portraits down, like trying to encourage you to go down. And as you come down, you see, actually, you'd be able to read this, Yozef. You see you see on this archway above what appears to be like an old grand pagoda estate with like lots of lagoons and lots of lit up from below with like these blues and purples, and just kind of like these fern-like mushrooms hanging down from the ceiling. And on one of the archways in stone and gold arcane lettering, it says Ballan'trae or House Ballan'trae on the arch.
Right.
And they'll kind of point to that.
What's through the arch?
Oh, it looks like an estate that is almost too big to get a full grasping size of. It looks like there's a big, massive stone and mushroom garden in the front with a big pagoda-like manor that's about 7 or 8 stories tall and like hundreds of feet wide. You only get like the facade of it, but it looks almost like a castle from how you see it.
Have you guys ever heard about a guy named Jarlaxle?
You see them all kind of like roll their eyes and give a big collective groan, and they point about 3 portraits back on the right side. And it's a bunch of dark elves in clothing that's about maybe 100 years old. And they're at this party on the deck of a ship. And the one image that isn't moving is Uncle Daddy with his pirate hat on, his red plume feather, eye patch, and just kind of like this yellow kind of like silk shirt, and sitting back with a drink in hand as everyone else just kind of like dancing around, but also kind of like that. He's the asshole at the party. Let's just kind of dance away from him. But he's the only non-moving image or non-moving dark elf on the painting.
He a Ballan'trae by any chance?
And they all shake their head no. Almost like with relief, they shake their head no.
Huh. Well, I assume this is like the the Ballan'trae sleeping area over here.
They all nod and bow gracefully.
I'm gonna whisper to Yozef, the only player character here. I don't think that we can break into this room with all these portrait ghosts watching us. Wait, before you say anything crazy, think about what you're gonna say.
Portrait ghosts.
Oh no.
It seems like you've got some secrets to tell, but have been silenced. We're your friends, and we want you to tell us your story. So if you can't physically talk, is there a way you could open a door or reveal some sort of letter that explains anything? I'm not much of a prose guy, so you've got a globe instead of a dusty old book I'd appreciate. Reveal yourselves. Reveal your family history. It doesn't seem like you get guests very often.
You see various dark elves. Some are in blackened velvet gowns. Some have long braided white, bleach white hair, or some have dark black. Also matte black hair that come along. There seems this almost Elsa pattern or style of braids that kind of hang over the shoulder. Sure. And again, with those very long gowns that you've seen, like Amaelia as well, as they almost like a French masquerade party from the Revolution, as they kind of put their hands on their chest and just roll their heads back into you'd swear you'd hear them laughing in condescension at you at that mere thought. You can't hear it, but you've seen enough condescending laughing in your lifetime that it's definitely aimed at you.
Well, rude.
We're friends with Amalica, and she's maybe your next lady friend, leader of the Ballan'trae household.
Yeah, we could help get you moved out of this dusty old wing where no one ever comes and looks at you.
You see them kind of look at each other and then all kind of like do that unison, like lead their arms to lead down to the very end of the hallway where the two double cherry doors are. Do you proceed to follow the lead?
Yeah, that's more like it, folks. Get into it.
And as you get to the end, you see a portrait that doesn't have any dark elves in it, but it looks very much like the garden you entered the estate through.
Wait, it's a portrait of the garden?
Of the garden?
But there's no dark elves in it.
It's a weird piece to be in such a prominent place. How about a little clue? Because frankly, I might have walked to the end of the hall on my own.
Actually, can I investigate this portrait?
Sure, absolutely. Arcana check as well if you wish.
Actually, maybe Arcana check it. Either way, it is a 24.
24. It's definitely like it's got divination on it. It's got illusion magic on it. It seems to be like semi-autonomous, kind of like their constructs. There's constructs are self-aware, but they're not really influenced by manipulation magic of the mind or anything like that. It's definitely a great security system of they've probably got a way to alert who's ever behind the doors of what's coming down at them and that the lights are on. It's very hard. It's very hard to get for one of these paintings to not see you. But what you can see is that this portrait that's empty feels like it has all the same things that the other ones do, but it's the missing animated dark elf there that is throwing you off. Like it feels like it should have one there, but it doesn't.
Well, this is why we need Amalica to cast Dispel Magic. Because I sure as bleep don't have that spell yet. Maybe never. I'm gonna, whatever. I can roll a new character. Let's see if I'm gonna touch the portrait.
It's very much like touching the those chambers that had the magical items in it. You kind of hit it, and like this invisible energy just kind of ripples out, like touching water in a pond. As you look behind, you can see one of the portraits of like it's a female dark elf and conversing with like a male dark elf, and it's very much that kitschy high school. Like, can you believe what this person is doing? I know. This is just unheard of.
So this the portrait of Amalica?
And you see them kind of just do that hand on chest again, pinkies out, like just contemptuous laugh at you trying to figure this out. Like,
Is Amalica's dad also? Don't you wish you could talk?
You see them just shake their heads, and you see them sit down and pour themselves a cup of tea. The lady pours herself a glass of wine, and they just almost sitting down enjoying the show at this point.
At least she's got a bevy in there.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, we're probably the most entertaining thing that's happened to them in centuries.
Listen, if we entertain you, will you show us who is supposed to be in this portrait?
You see the lady drinking wine just gracefully roll her wrist in the air and almost give like a knock, knock, knock motion in the direction of the double doors.
Oh, love it. I'm going to give that a knock, knock, knock.
You hear a knocking on the door, and then it sounds very much like tumblers and metal latches being rotated inside the wood. And Waywocket, your mind already sinks in like, oh, there are some locks to this thing that you haven't seen it yet, but something's operating. Like your urge to kind of pick the lock is climbing just because it's like, ooh,
what a challenge.
Yeah.
That's that. Ooh, that guy knows about locks.
As you see both doors open up, and they have about like a foot worth of thickness to them as they slide, and they open up like just flawlessly without any effort whatsoever. And there you see Amalica standing, opening up the door, and it's like, Waywocket Yozef. And we're going to cut this portion of the episode there as we jump into what Amalica was doing later on as part of the story.
Cool.
Nice.